Hello, and welcome to another virtual lesson. Today's lesson is going to be about quests. What's a quest? Well, every journey is a quest. But what do you mean, every journey is a quest? There's synonyms, right? No, not really. A journey is going from point A to point B. A quest is something in which a character learns something about himself or herself through trials and tribulations of some sort, okay? So there is a difference, okay? So if you notice there's characters going from one place to another, keep your eyes peeled. There's a real good chance that there's more than just movement going on in this situation. Odds are it's the beginning of something much more. And for that character, it's a beginning of learning about him or herself. Okay? Now, is this always the case? Again, as Thomas Foster told us many times, sometimes I get in my car, I drive to work, nothing happens. I listen to my Sirius radio, I arrive at the TIA, and I teach you wonderful kids. In that case, you know what? No, it was a journey, not a quest. I had no mind-blowing revelation. I didn't find out something new about myself. I just went to TIA, and I worked. Okay? It could happen. Odds are in literature, there's a little bit more than that going on. You may ask yourself, who goes on quests? Well, if you were paying attention about a second ago, I kind of gave you a clue for that. It's somebody who wants to learn something about themselves. They might not want to learn it. They might not know it at the time, but they're going to learn about themselves. Who needs to learn about themselves? Younger people, okay? Someone your age, maybe my age is pushing it, but certainly not middle-aged people. Middle-aged people either have the wisdom or they're never going to get the wisdom, as Thomas Foster told us, okay? His words, not mine. So think about that. So if you see an older guy going on some sort of journey, there's a good chance it's just a journey. But he could have some sort of enlightenment. It does happen. You know, the old racist man learns the way of his error somewhere down the line. It does happen, but more often than not, people on quests are younger people. Okay. What's the dynamic of a quest? What is the breakdown of a quest? You have your questor or questee, whatever you want to call them. He is your noble knight, virtuous, well-liked. Odds are the hero of the story. Every night, you have the Dark Knight. This is going to be the obvious villain, rival, whatever you want to call it. He will be the one who directly opposes your original prince. You're also going to have your dragon, maybe multiple dragons. What is a dragon? It's basically an obstacle of some sort. It gets in the way. It's not really the most critical aspect of the story, but it's something bothering them along the way. What else do you have? You have a princess. What quest is not complete without a princess? What does the princess do? She's not per se the most important part. She may help the character learn about him or herself, but she's not vital to the story, so to speak. She may play some sort of special interest for the character, but to be honest, she's not that important. Then there is the Holy Grail. You may be thinking church, I'm thinking Indiana Jones, okay? Temple of Doom, Raiders of the Lost Ark, whatever you want it to be. The Holy Grail is whatever the character is initially going on the quest for, okay? Like we said in our Thomas Foster packet, the Holy Grail, one of his examples was a loaf of bread. Mom sent him to the store. The loaf of bread, or Holy Grail, is not important. This is the most key part of the whole thing. A lot of times, the loaf of bread gets forgotten. It's a reason for him to go on the journey. But soon, as readers, we're paying attention, find out the real reason, which is always to learn about themselves. Am I making myself clear? Okay. What we're going to do next is kind of a fun little activity. I'm going to give you a scenario, what I want you to do is stop the video. After I give a scenario, I'll tell you when to stop it. I'll give you a minute. And I want you to think about what parts of the quest is going on, the elements. Who is what? This person's the prince, this person's Dark Knight, or is the Dark Knight. Write it down, see if you can do this on your own. So right now, I'm going to give you a little scenario. Okay. A man who was always kind of a dork, grew up, to get a respectable job. One day gets a letter to find out that his mother has indeed passed away. Very sad, the letter informs him that he needs to go collect her things. So you have a man who goes to return to his old hometown. He arrives at his hometown immediately and finds out the same neighbor is giving him problems, harassing him. No one's cutting their mom's grass, just basically bothering the guy. He then goes to get some food at the diner, the local diner, and boom, sure enough, one of his old friends, Beth, is working at the same diner she worked at in high school. He's very happy to see Beth and finds out that Beth has since married her high school sweetheart that she had known her whole life in high school. Very soon, you find out that the high school sweetheart is now very, very mean to poor Beth. He treats her poorly, doesn't pay attention. He has lots of problems on the side. Overall, just not a good guy, dude. So, all these things happen, and what I want you to do right now is pause the video, think about where it's going, and what he's probably going to learn about himself. Just take a second. Okay, we're back. What I want you to do now is let's go over what's going on. This journey is indeed a quest. You have your man who's going over. He is the man who found out about his mother's death is obviously going to be your knight. When he goes over or back to his mom's house to collect his things, his mom's house is the Holy Grail. Not important things he's going to be picking up. Obviously, he's going to be learning something about himself here. Who's going to help him learn it? Beth, the princess. And obviously, her husband, who treats her quite poorly, doesn't pay attention to her, is going to be the Dark Knight. Somehow all this is going to come together, with him being a loser in high school, and he's going to find out, most likely, he's a pretty righteous dude. So, consider all these things. That's what's going on here. Hopefully this helps you understand what a quest and what a journey is all about. One last thing before I go, we have to recognize the dragon as well in this scenario. The dragon, in fact, was the maid. All she really did was get in the way. So that completes our list of people that go on a quest. And one last thing before we go. Do they need all elements of the quest every time? The answer to that question is no. Okay? You could still go on a quest, a princess could be missing, there may not be a dragon. More importantly, there will be some common elements that stay the same. You have your Dark Knight, or your prince, whatever you want to call him, will likely be there, and it will probably be a Dark Knight as well. Those two you can count on. Anything else is pretty much interchangeable, except for maybe the Holy Grail. There's probably some stated reason which isn't true. So hopefully all this helps you out in discovering quests.